Robert Lee Frost, born on March 26, 1874, in San Francisco, was a literary colossus who changed the way we perceive poetry. He brought to life the beauty of nature, the essence of decisions, and the raw emotions of everyday life. Most of Frost's works revolve around rural life in New England during the early 20th century. But why New England? Well, following the death of his father when Frost was just 11, his family moved from California to Massachusetts. This move would play a significant role in shaping his poetic perspectives. His first poem, My Butterfly, was published when he was 20. But this was just the beginning. His journey was filled with struggles and rejections, but his passion never dimmed. After selling his first poem, it would be over a decade before his first book of poetry, A Boy's Wool, was published in 1913. Robert Frost, while widely recognized for his quintessential New England-themed poems, also had a deeper layer, one shaped by the myriad events and relationships in his life. Let's journey back to his younger years. The loss of his father when Robert was only 11 was not just a significant familial event, but a crossroads that shifted the trajectory of his life. Moving to Massachusetts with his mother and sister, Frost was suddenly transplanted from urban San Francisco to the bucolic settings of New England. This duality of urban and rural upbringings found a unique blend in his writings. Frost's personal life, though replete with its share of happiness, wasn't devoid of tragedy. He married Eleanor Miriam White, a significant figure in his life who often played muse to his poetic endeavors. They had 6 children, but sadly, only 2 outlived Frost. The adversities he faced, losing his father at a young age, the deaths of his children, and other personal tragedies, were deeply reflective in his work. His poem, Home Burial, speaks to the anguish and grief of losing a child, a raw emotion he knew all too well. Then, there's Mending Wall, a masterpiece that stands out even today. Good fences make good neighbors, it posits, discussing not just the physical boundaries we set up, but the emotional and societal ones as well. What inspired Frost to pen this? Observers and scholars believe it was a reflection of his relationships, his observations of societal norms, and perhaps, his commentary on human nature's paradoxical desire for both companionship and isolation. In his early 40s, Frost sold his farm in New Hampshire and used the proceeds to move to England. It was there that he met and was influenced by some major poets of the time, including Ezra Pound and Edward Thomas. It was a transformative phase, one where he evolved from a promising writer to a distinguished poet. When he returned to America, it was as a celebrated literary figure. By the 1920s, Frost was extensively touring the US, reading his poetry, teaching, and lecturing. His candid, down-to-earth demeanor, combined with his profound insights, made him highly sought after. One could argue that it wasn't just his writings, but his persona that captivated America. He had a knack for transforming ordinary events into extraordinary narratives. Let's explore another of his works, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. A simple yet profound piece, it showcases Frost's appreciation for nature's serenity and beauty. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but the poet has promises to keep. This poem, teetering between the allure of nature's tranquility and life's responsibilities, is a reflection of Frost's internal battles and commitments. His teaching stints at Amherst College and Middlebury College further broadened his horizons. Interacting with young, budding minds gave him a fresh perspective on life, ensuring his poems remained relatable across generations. The youth saw in Frost not just a poet from a bygone era, but a contemporary who understood their struggles and aspirations. Later in his life, as accolades and recognition poured in, Frost's writings took on a more introspective turn. The world had changed, and so had he. In his poem, Provide, he discusses the fleeting nature of fame, hinting at the transient nature of life itself. Frost's final years were marked by honors and awards, including a Congressional Gold Medal. However, amidst all the fame, his poetry remained as genuine and grounded as ever. When he passed away in 1963, America didn't just lose a poet. It lost a philosopher, a teacher, and a guide. In the grand tapestry of American literature, Robert Frost stands out, not just for his mastery over words, but for his ability to weave the ordinary into the extraordinary, to find the profound in the mundane, and to touch our souls in the simplest of ways. So, as we delve into the woods of his writings, with snowflakes of wisdom falling around, we're reminded of the journey called life, with its diverging roads, mending walls, and snowy evenings. Frost's journey might have ended, but his legacy, it's a path that we're all still traveling on. Remember, as Frost said, poetry is what gets lost in translation. In a world constantly in flux, his words are the anchor that grounds us, reminding us of the beauty in simplicity and the profundity in nature. Thank you for journeying with us through the life and wisdom of Robert Frost. If this exploration has ignited a spark of interest, do like this video. And for more enlightening tales and insights, ensure you're subscribed to Almanac. Stay curious, stay inspired.